Hey, this is Jimmy Cooper. I'm making this video today to talk about my thoughts on Marianne Williamson's presidential campaign. Specifically because I've said in my last two videos that we cannot rely on millionaires and billionaires to run things. And although she's not super rich, she does reportedly have a net worth of around $2 million. And so I just want to set the record straight on where I stand on her campaign. First of all, I want to say that I am a huge fan of Marianne Williamson, and I have been for years, since long before she started running for president. Since the first time I ever saw one of her videos, I was hooked, and I've been a big fan ever since. Secondly, I think that Marianne would make a great president. As a matter of fact, I actually endorse her platform at the end of my own platform on my website. What candidate for office has ever done that before? Endorsing the platform of another candidate running for the same office in the same election. Although I don't have a lot of money, I have made a small donation to Marianne's campaign this election cycle, and if it weren't for the fact that I'm running for the same office, I would be supporting her campaign. And if, for whatever reason, I end up dropping out of this race and she's still in it, I'll personally endorse Marianne as my preferred candidate. I actually don't see Marianne as my opponent in this race. I see her as an ally. As far as I'm concerned, we're both on the same team. We're both on Team Progressive. And as long as one of us wins, then I'll be happy. I would prefer it be me because that would show that a working class American with no money, whom most people have never heard of before, can run for president and win. And that would be a great thing for our democracy, and it would completely change the game from here on out. But the important thing is that we elect a progressive president and a progressive majority in Congress, and ultimately progressive majorities in state and local races. And as long as we do that, whether it's Marianne or myself who becomes president, I'll be happy. Thirdly, although we cannot rely on millionaires and billionaires to run things, that does not mean that we can't ever vote for any millionaire or billionaire for any office. Although I'm not aware of any billionaire I would vote for anything, I would vote for Marianne Williamson and also Bernie Sanders. Although he didn't start out that way, due to his book sales over the last few years, Bernie has actually reached millionaire status with a reported net worth of around $3 million. Now, I've been a huge fan of Bernie since he first got elected to Congress back in the 90s. I was a volunteer for his presidential campaign in 2016 and would have been again in 2020 if it weren't for the fact that I were running for Congress myself in that election. Like many other progressive candidates running for office these days, Bernie was a major inspiration for me in running for office, and I think that Bernie would make a great president. But Marianne and Bernie are two exceptions. Most U.S. presidents have been millionaires, and Congress is filled with millionaires, and most of them are establishment politicians who don't work for us. The fact is that the only way we're ever going to change things and make the system work for the average American is for working class progressives to run for office, and working class Americans all over the United States to support and vote for those candidates. We can have a handful of progressive millionaires serving along with us, but it can't be all millionaires, and it can't be mostly millionaires. This is going to have to be a working class movement. Having said all of that, I do think that Marianne Williamson would make a great president, and I wish her the best of luck in this election. Hopefully, both of us get on the Democratic Party primary ballot so that Democratic voters can have two progressive choices this election. So, those are my thoughts on that topic. Thanks for watching. For now, this is Jimmy Cooper signing off. More videos to come.